Yajna, the sacrifice. We are going to explain sacrifice. Nakshatra refers to stars. Here, he is in the form of the nakshatra, that is the biggest star. It's one of the big stars, that is the moon. Shama is also referring to the ability to let go or ability to forgive. Satram is also mentioned in the perspective of a kind of sacrifice, or it could be referring to him, the god, as the nature of ordained dharma. Vedic yajna is you can think of offering of materials, like for example it could be a clarified butter, ghee, milk, or anything, maybe food or something into the fire. Sacrifice is not just letting go of what you like or what you do not like. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Shri Ram. Welcome back to the Glaze Studios oil painting vlog number 46 of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamavali. This is a painting that follows the principle of calligram or micrography, using which the 1000 names of Sri Vishnu are getting painted. As the painting is coming along, I am also trying to understand the deeper meanings behind these names, taking tangential perspectives with the help of scriptures from Sanatana Dharma. Whatever I am learning as an amateur, I am also trying to share with you via these weekly vlogs. In a typical vlog, you can expect that I am covering 10 names and their meanings, and together with that we just go traverse into a tangential perspectives within Sanatana Dharma. We have already covered names up to 440 in our previous vlog, so if you haven't taken a look at it, please do so, because though we cover 10 names at a time, you will constantly see me referring back and forth to the previous vlogs, simply because of the deeper interconnection, and that will help you understand things better, evolve your knowledge maybe, and understand things at a deeper level, that you can also practically use some of them in your life, personal, professional, whatsoever. So with that thought, let's move on to the plan for today. It's 441st name to 450th name that we will cover in today's session. Along with that, we are going to look at Yajna, the sacrifice. We are going to explain sacrifice. We have touched upon this topic previously, but not in the great detail. We are going to do that just about that today in this session. Without much ado, let's get on to today's names and the meaning, starting with the 441st name, Om Nakshi Trine Namaha. Nakshatra refers to stars. Here he is in the form of the nakshatra, that is the biggest star. It's one of the big stars, that is the moon. And here there is also another meaning, could also be meaning anybody that is, or any persona that is supporting the stars. We talked about nakshatra also in the previous session, and if I remember correctly, in the vlog number 40 we covered a beautiful nakshatra, pole star, in great detail, and how the nakshatra came into the being. So every nakshatra has its own longevity, a long interesting story, and these are also supported by the god. We move on to the 442nd name, which is Om Kshamaya Namaha. One who is clever in everything is one of the perspectives. There is also another meaning to this word in this context, which is one who has the great patience. Kshama is also referring to the ability to let go or ability to forgive. So from this context, if you see this meaning, that it is the personality that has more patience or great patience, that he is able to put up with all the mess that we do, and still guide us in some way or the other, not just towards rightfulness. if I may say so. 443rd name is Om Kshamaya Namaha. Refers to one who remains in the state of pure self after all the modifications of the mind have dwindled. I think I just mentioned that. So our mind is getting dwindled and we make a lot of mistakes. So the purest form that is still there, that even in the in the negative of the mindsets that we could be in, or the most horrendous things we could have done in our lives, the purest form, the untouched form is that, Chamaya Namaha. So why is that still bit, small little bit, very important bit still lying inside? Maybe it's also trying to give us one more chance to fix things. Yeah, that's how I would rather interpret this. And there is also another meaning, one in whom all the forms diminish. So that's also another mindset to this. This is really getting closer to what I am, guessing. So, yeah. So 444th name is Om Shami Hanaya Namaha. That refers to one who exerts well for creation, etc., or one who works towards the welfare of his creation. So he's not just creating and leaving us, he is working towards that. He is putting all the efforts as well. Yeah, so we're not alone. The 445th name is Om Yajñaya Namaha. One who is all-knowing is a meaning to this, or there's another approach to this Yajñaya. One who is in the form of Yajna gives joys to the devas. So Yajna physically has another representation. We are going to go into this subject in great detail, so we'll just move on to the next name for now. 446th name is Om Ijyaya Namaha. That means one who is fit to be worshipped in the sacrifices, one who is the only object of worship. So he is worshipped in the sacrifices that we talked about, the yajnas we just are going to discuss. 447th name is Om Mahejyaya Namaha. He who of all deities worshipped is alone capable of giving the blessing of liberation, one who is the best among the objects of worship. So we could, take different forms, take as a goal, let's say, in for our soul to reach, but the ultimate liberation form is him. 448th name is Om Kratave Namaha. A yajna in which there is a sacrificial post is Kratu, and that sacrificial post is Kratu, and that's the way Kratave Namaha, or the sacrifice itself is called Kratu. So that's also another meaning. We discussed a little bit on the sacrificial post also in the previous vlogs. Yeah, so we are going to come back. These names are all pushing us towards Yajna. Let's move on to the 449th name, which is Om Satraya Namaha, which is one who is of the nature of ordained Dharma or worshipped through sacrifice, called Satram. Satram is also mentioned in the perspective of a kind of sacrifice, or it could be referring to him, the God, as the nature of ordained Dharma. 450th name is Om Satangataye Namaha. This means one who is the sole support for holy men who are seekers of moksha, or he is the goal of the pious people, pious individuals or beings. That brings us to the close of the names and the meanings. Let's move on to understanding these sacrifices, because I think we have touched upon this again and again, and they are all open now for us to delve a little deeper into. So let's get on to understanding Yajna better with the help of Bhagavad Gita. We are going to look at Canto number 4, verse 30. Let's do that together. Sarve api ite yajna vidaha yajna Shapita Kalmashaha Yajna Shishta Amritabhujaha Yanti Brahma Sanatanam. Sarve, all, api, although apparently different. Ite, these, yajna vidaha, conversant with the purpose of performing sacrifices, yajna chapita, being cleansed as the result of such performances, kalmashaha, of sinful reactions, yajna shistha, of the result of such performances of yajna, amrita bhujaha, those who have tasted such nectar, yanti, do approach Brahma Sanatanam, the supreme eternal atmosphere. So let's look at the meaning of it. All these performers who know the meaning of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reactions, and having tasted the nectar of the results of sacrifices, they advance towards the supreme eternal atmosphere. That is the meaning concluded from the verse that we just saw. So the who are reaching this eternal atmosphere? Those who are understanding the deeper meaning of the word sacrifice. Yeah, sacrifice is not just literally taken as physically handing over something. It could be, but the inner meaning is even more deeper, and that we are going to look at in much more detail now. So there is a yajna is a sacrifice, let's say, broadly put. A traditional Vedic yajna, what does it mean? How does it work? Traditional Vedic yajna is you can think of offering of materials, like for example it could be a clarified butter, ghee, milk, or anything, maybe food or something into the fire. You will see that in a traditional puja or some kind of sadhana that is happening where there is a yajna, you will see that some priests maybe have set up a circular or a square form of setup wherein there is wood and fire created, and onto that they are praying, they are saying some verses, and maybe they are also putting something, throwing something into that, and that is a rudimentary form of understanding of a yajna. Yeah? So that is performed. Why is it performed? Basically, the belief is that it is performed to please the deities and to maintain a cosmic order. Sometimes the yajna is made when there is too much of cosmic disturbances. You will see that the priests and monks are doing this at a longer period of time, or even in a heavy trance. They do this because they understand there is a lot of disturbance happening, there is a lot of natural calamities happening, so they want to bring in some kind of balance, and that's also a purpose behind these traditional Vedic yajnas. But what are the types of yajnas? Is it just that you just take some firewood and put fire? Then you can think of any we have firewood set up also in the traditional homes. Where there is cold, we do set up that wood and fire to keep ourselves warm. Is it that, or how is it different? Yeah, there is a lot of intention behind it. It's not just setting up of wood and putting up the fire and throwing things at it. There is an intention behind it. There are deeper thoughts behind it, prayers behind it. All thoughts aligning together, everybody wanting the same results. That's also something going on behind it. Different types of yajnas. There are so many types of yajnas. Broadly, we can say that the best, highest form, I think we touched upon that in the previous vlog number 45 also. There is a post, sacrificial post we discussed, and tying that animal to a post. That's a very literal, rudimentary form of explanation, but that's also something you commonly see in some places of the world where animals are tied to and offered as sacrifice. Without commenting on whether it is right or wrong, the deeper meaning that these posts are pointing to are always pointing to the post of higher enlightenment and knowledge. Let's consider that as the post. And tying to is not that physically tying ourselves to that post. We are tying the mind to being completely focused, fully undivided attention on that post. That's the tying to the post. So if I have to define the yajnas, the highest form will be the knowledge yajna. That is the jnana yajna. That is the highest form. And then of course wealth or dravya. This is all broadly put. When you put water, clarified butter, or offer some food, turmeric, anything, that is also dravyam. Some people put in some wealth related matters also into it. So everything is dravya, but it doesn't work all by itself. It has to be aligned with the mind being offered. Austerity is also another yajna. What is that? Yoga yajna. So practicing yoga is not that rolling up the mat and practicing yoga. Of course it is one form, but the whole important aspect, why are we doing yoga, is to gain that self-control, the meditation, and controlling of the body, mind and senses. And to that you are offering the yoga yajna, austerity, as a part of your offering. And the most basic, there are other forms of yajnas. The fourth, I would say, put them all broadly in the fourth category, is your karma, your daily actions, your offering through your mind itself is a yajna. That is the whole meaning, deeper meaning lying underneath this word yajna. Sacrifice is not just letting go of what you like or what you do not like. It's just doing what you do precisely, perfectly, consistently, every time, every day. With that, we come to the close of the 46th vlog. Please do share thoughts on what do you feel about yajna, and what are the methods that are being followed in terms of sacrifices. What is your contextual understanding of the word sacrifice as such? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until we meet in the next session, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy and stay motivated. Thank you. Bye bye.